Hello there, people. I'm Penrose7777. Did you expect this banner? I didn't. I'm completely caught off guard by this. I wasn't. It was on the calendar. That's Volke. So this is Path of Radiance banner. He's a red infantry dagger. Let's take a look at his stuff. Yeah, banner took me totally off guard. It was on the calendar. I should have seen it coming. I didn't. I was completely unprepared for this. Had to jump into the recording really quick before anyone spoiled me on it. It's Volke. I know you guys love Volke. I love Volke. He's a great guy, Volke. He's armed with the Fireman's Hook. Again, red dagger. Funny that it's a hook. It's funny that it's a hook because I saw it in his thing right there, and it definitely didn't look like a hook. It looked like a knife. You guys agree with me on that, right? But it's a hook. It is officially a hook. It says it's a hook right there. It's a hook. It accelerates special trigger, cooldown count -1 if you initiate combat or is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack, speed, defense, res +5 to unit, neutralizes penalties for inflict special cooldown charge -X on unit, and grants unit special cooldown charge +1 per unit's attack during combat. Only highest value applied, does not stack. And there's dagger 7 on top of it, because it's a dagger. That's what daggers do. You guys know this. And, well, it's a very special charged focused weapon, and I'm guessing the reason for that is right below it. Here, in his special slot, something new, lethality. Old favourite for assassins and thieves in Fire Emblem. Lethality. What does it do in Heroes? Well, when special triggers, treats foes' defense and res as if reduced by 75% during combat. That's a better Luna. And disables non-special skills that reduce damage by X%. So, it's the... Well, I'm hoping what it is it's the dagger version of Deadeye. If it's just the Volke version of Deadeye, then that's cool enough, I guess. But if all daggers get to use this, oh buddy, we're in for something, alright. Yeah. Deadeye, we already know, great. Disabling non-special skills that reduce damage by X%, really strong. Obviously doesn't work on special, so Ascendant Laegjarn, still a problem, but, you know, strong. And the other thing I'll add, when special triggers, treats foes' defense res as reduced by 75%, in my opinion at least, the defense res reduction specials are way stronger than the damage multiplication specials like Deadeye, you can tell what time it is by the way that I'm talking. They're way stronger than damage multiplication specials because of the lineup between the foes that they're good against and the foes that you're struggling to kill. Damage multiplication specials are stronger against foes that you do less damage to. No, other way around. Stronger against foes that you already deal more damage to. Keep it together, Penrose. Because, of course, if you're doubling the amount of damage you do, like Deadeye does, and you do, like, 10 damage, that's getting doubled to 20. On the other hand, if they have, like, 60 defense, you've got 70 attack, 10 damage getting doubled to 20, but take 75% off of 60, and that's an extra 45 damage from lethality here. Of course, it's one cooldown longer than Deadeye, but the general principle is the same. The defense res reduction is strongest against the units that you need the most to kill. And the units that you don't need the most to kill are probably only being kept alive by damage reduction anyway, which you're also cutting through, so it does everything. Great frickin' job, lethality. But yeah, with that in mind, lethality, and then the Fireman's Hook is giving you that lethality whenever. Right? Whenever you want. because you're getting it's 4 cooldown, brought down to 3 cooldown by the weapon. Then special cooldown charge +1 per your attack, brings it down 3, 2, 1. They hit you back down to 0, and then your second hit is a fully charged lethality. Wahey! In the A slot, sturdy impact. Well, that kind of lends credence to what I'm saying here. You get your charged lethality, and there's nothing they can do about that, by the way, because you're neutralizing penalties for inflict special cooldown charge -X. Is it just penalties? I feel like they've had this wording before, and it neutralizes effects, not penalties. If it is just penalties, then that's just removing guard from ruse skills, that sort of thing, which is still decent, but not quite as strong. Well, it doesn't really matter. In either case, that's how it is. Lethality, sturdy impact was where we were at. You're hitting them, you're taking your hit back, you're killing on the second hit. Sturdy impact giving you that +10 defense is helping you live long enough to make your second hit. Not follow-up free. I'm guessing, it would make sense if Volke was kinda fast. Being an assassin and all that. No follow-up, best skill in the game. I know I've put a lot of skills into the best skill in the game category. No follow-up is in there. Let's fast units actually be fast without bothering with all the trouble caused by units that aren't fast, but like pretending that they're fast by doing follow-up attacks anyway, And then the C slot, Times Pulse. So wow, they've taken a really special focus here, because that's bringing lethality down basically from 4 cooldown to 2 cooldown, so you don't even need their counterattack to get it off now. If you're fighting against an opponent who can't counterattack, you're still getting that lethality on the second hit. Very neat, very single-focused kit, but it's single-focused around this lethality, this great skill, so I really like it. Good job. They've done Volke proud, I think. Very nice. Let's keep going. Yep, there he is. Not sure how much defense Red Manakets have, but it looks like he's at least decently strong there. Could probably work it out from the... Oh, Astrid's here. So we could probably work it out from the lethality damage. Astrid, bow, cavalry unit. House Damiel has the Damiel bow. Sure thing. It's effective against flying foes. I say this every single time. It's a bow. Bows do that. Grants speed +3. If a rally assist skill is used by unit, grants target bonus doubler. Ooh, haven't seen that in a while. And target can move 1 extra space. That turn only, does not stack. No effect on cavalry allies with range equals 2. At start of combat, if unit's HP is greater than or equal to 25%, grants attack speed +6 to unit during combat. Annette, is that you? Are the developers trying to tell us something? Annette 2. Annette 2, people. Annette the second. Astrid here is looking like more or less the ideal rally trap unit because of a couple of reasons. Reason number 1, there's the same range extension as Annette does. Cool. Reason number 2, cavalry unit. You may think, well, how important is that? It's very important for a rally trap. In order to not rally in place, in order to rally from the right spot, which is in front of the enemy, you need to, most of the time, unless you're using the specific maps that allow you to pull people forwards with defense tiles, but most of the time, you need to achieve that by giving a unit free spaces of movement. With infantry units, that's normally achieved using orders. With cavalry units, they just do it. They just do it. They just do it. And that's really nice, because they just do it. And bonus doubler. Bonus doubler's part 3. Bonus doubler is just really good. I'm sure you're aware. If you're sticking bonuses on someone anyway, you may as well make the most of it by doubling them. Comes with the dual rally, of course. There's an attack speed plus 6 on the Danielle bow as well, which is something. It isn't quite as strong, I guess, as Annette's adaptive damage on Crusher, but it's still damage. Damage is damage. Speed defense bond? Speed defense bond 4? I guess it wasn't in the game. It's good that it's here. Why is it on Astrid? Astrid, you are a ranged cavalry unit. Bonds on cavalry units are not really something that I think of running at all, ever. Because a unit with free movement is a unit that is almost certainly not spending most of its turn adjacent to an ally. And definitely not adjacent to an ally when you're expecting to fight things. But, well, Astrid can do what she wants, I guess. Speed defense 4. Bond 4, sure, why not? And then in the B slot for Ruse. Go back to Rally Trap. Yes, be a Rally Trap unit. Ruse skills are excellent because Guard, let me tell you something, Guard are a really difficult effect to actually get your hands on unless you're an armored unit, right? You either have to run a guard-specific weapon, which you're losing out usually on a lot of other stats to run. You can run guard in the B slot, sure, but that's A, taking up your B slot, and B, it has a kind of absurd HP condition to meet. There's a couple other sources as well. You can run like Melancholy Staff, or Witchy Wand, which is also Melancholy Staff. But really, guard, any source of it you can get is really strong, and why not have your Rally Trap just do guard as like the thing that it does? I think that's great. Ruse skills, great. Of course, like, it's nothing particularly new. Attack, defense, ruse. I mean, the actual stats on the ruse have never really mattered too much, although attack and defense are some of the better ones you could ask for. The guard's what you're using a ruse skill for. And, well, if she didn't have a ruse skill and I was using her, I would have just inherited one onto her anyway. But she has one, so you don't need to. Good flipping job. I like the new Annette, the replacement Annette, the better Annette, well, maybe not in terms of personality, unless you're a big fan of Astrid, in which case maybe in terms of personality, but the key thing is just being a ranged horse who does the same thing as Annette and sticks bonus doubler on for added measure. That's gonna do a lot of work, I think. A lot of work. I like it. Let's see how she... Pretty clean, no special there. I guess she didn't have a special in her kit. Ooh, it's Weird Est. Yeah, Marcia, that's her name. Yeah, you had to quit. And the reason you had to quit was because of your 4-star kit. Unbound Lance. Hey, we get Unbound Lance. If unit is not adjacent to an ally, inflicts attack defense -5 on foe during combat and neutralizes foes' bonuses to attack and defense during combat. I'm pretty sure this is already an inheritable weapon, but now it's not seasonal anymore. Woohoo! Luna, you can get it anywhere. Fury Free. That's on Hinata, I'm pretty sure. Fury Free is not something that you are struggling to get your hands on by any means, but there's at least something worth looking at here. Speed defense gap free. Start of turn grants speed defense +5 to ally with the highest speed defense total for 1 turn. Gap skills are really nice for spreading around visible buffs without accidentally spreading around too much visible buffs. Because, really, visible buffs, you want them on the units that can survive being debuffed. You want them on units that have innate penalty negation or penalty reversal in the form of, say, a unity skill, so that if they get hit by panic or, well, just panic, they don't have to worry about being debuffed. So that kind of, like, super targeted buff, great. And the gap skills let you offload that onto another unit, so whatever unit is actually getting the buffs doesn't have to buff itself. They can be buffed by someone else, and you're not even wasting an action like you would be doing if you had to rally them. Hey, and it's a 4-star pool. Great. Roll it on a 4-star. This is a 4-star kit. There's not really much more I can say about it. So I won't. Goodbye. Well, Marcia fans are feasting. Oh, that's a good crit line. So who's the 4th unit? Boyd's... Oh, yeah, right. We've got... Thorr was on the... Ascended hero? Is Thorr an Ascended? That's not Thorr! That, canonically, not Thorr. Ascendant Laegjarn. IS are onto us, I guess. IS saw us going, we know who is going to be on the next banner because it is obvious from having looked at the Tempest trial. And they said, yeah, no, Ascendant Laegjarn, here you go. Either that or they just wanted to make the money now as opposed to in the future. That's also an option. Maybe Thor's going to be... There is a mythic coming up, actually. Maybe that's going to be Thorr. That'd be interesting. Ascendant Laegjarn is now. We haven't even seen her before. Actually, I'm going to take a good long look at that art at some point, because that looked pretty, I'm going to say. I've got a short look at it, but I'd like to look at it more. Anyway, she is a ranged cavalry, a bow cavalry, colorless bow cavalry. Need to point that out, given that Volke was a red dagger, not a colorless dagger. And she is equipped with the Flame of Muspel. Accelerate special trigger, cooldown count -1, effective against flying foes. If bonus is active on unit, grants attack speed +6 and attack speed def res during combat equal to 50% of total bonuses on unit and foe. Max +12. And also, if total bonuses on unit and foe greater than or equal to +10, neutralizes effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks. It's, Laegjarn. It's for Laegjarn and Laegjarn, but better. They've kind of smooshed the effects together and they've gone, woo, and she's got a lot of buff related stuff. Okay. So 50% of total bonuses on unit and foe, max +12, so you're looking for +24 total across you and the foe, which you can manage on just you. That's a +6 to all stats that you need to get that +12 total. Neat. Obviously, if your opponent is running, say, a lull, then it's going to be only able to go up to +6 from your bonuses, or I guess +7 if you're running a +7 spectrum buff instead of a +6 spectrum buff, but you can still pump it up to +12 with their buffs. That's cool. That's good. I like that it does that. And also, if total bonuses on unit and foe are greater than or equal to +10, half null follow-up. The important half in terms of killing things. I'm guessing this is going to be a very killing things sort of unit. By the way, can I just say, Plus 12 to all stats. That is gonna be nuts when you pull that off. That is gonna be just insane, absurd. You're gonna be so strong. You're gonna... Plus 12! Plus 12! Units these days get plus 5, and that's already massive power creep over what units in the last couple years got. Plus 12! Sure, it's a condition, but I'm sure you can figure out ways to meet that condition. And it punishes your opponent for running buffs. What's not to love? Plus 12! Moonbow. Okay. It's a special. 2 cooldown specials. Good, given the slaying effect. That's a 1 cooldown special. You are going to hit it all the dang time. Swift Sparrow 3. It's not a push skill. It's Swift Sparrow 3. What is it with units and having attack speed in some form? So definitely they're saying, well, Laegjarn is very player phasey. Don't zone out, Pen. There's more things to talk about. Far Trace. Attack, defense, Far Trace. Attack -3, interesting. Defense -3 makes a lot of sense. Kill harder. There is a potential, actually, that Laegjarn could be decently tanky, I suppose. We're in the modern generation of stats. Units are allowed to have good attack and speed, and occasionally one other half-decent stat sometimes. And given this is one of the new Ascendant units, I'm guessing, just like Fjorm, they want to push her pretty hard. Well, plus 12. Did I mention plus 12? That's going to make her pretty tanky. And then in the C slot, we have a new C slot, Rouse Attack Speed 4. At start of turn, if unit is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack speed +6 and Null Panic to unit for 1 turn. Null Panic we've seen before on Ashera. What does it do? It nullifies panic. You can tell from the name. Very, very good. Remember what I was just saying about gap skills and the units you want to hit with your buffs being specifically the units that can survive debuff effects like panic? This is exactly what I was talking about. Debuff effect, nullification from null panic, lets you buff yourself to your heart's content, and now all you have to worry about is buff negation, like lulls. But so long as you can handle that, you're good. You're just good. And if they're +6 buffs as well, +6 buffs important because, again, that just means you're missing defense and res +6 to make your weapon fully active by yourself. Very nice. What's interesting to note is that this Ascended Laegjarn, despite being an Ascended unit, does not have the same level of PRF skills as Ascendant Fjorm had. We only have the PRF weapon here, which is still nice. Don't get me wrong, it still is a weapon with huge potential, but hey, well, you get what you get. Actually, I wonder how's her matchup against Ascendant Fjorm. Because the Tempest Trials are saying, oh, Ascendant Laegjarn versus Ascendant Fjorm, they're destined to draw forever. It looks to me like Ascendant Laegjarn is going to come in with a whole bunch of stats, hit very hard, and then just get obliterated by Ice Mirror. Funny if true. Anyway, let's take a look, shall we? I think this is a very strong offensive unit, at least. This is, 99 times 2 straight off the bat, and that's actually 105. There's the Kanto, and we get to see the stats. Yeah, decent defense there at 30 defense. So, might actually be at least physically tanky. Eitree's back. Eitree's on the map. There's... Who's got brown hair? Is that... It's Radiant Dawn. I know her name. It is Tanith. Tanith. Yes, it is Tanith. I am correctamundo. Of course, it's an Ascendant banner. You get an Ascendant Floret. I've made my views clear on Ascendant Florets already. They're neat. But don't feel pressured to roll for just the Floret because, well, Laegjarn is in the normal pool. She can show up whenever. She can... And it's sparkable, of course, but again, don't feel pressured to spark. You can... Whenever you're rolling colourless from now on, Ascendant Laegjarn can just show up. And that's your Floret right there. That's how you get it. Anything else? Well, we didn't see who the GHB is going to be, so that's going to be a surprise, I guess. Unless it's H3. I somehow doubt it's H3. If it is H3, then... Well, I doubt it. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. The great thing about these new hero trailers coming out at, like, very early in the morning, my time zone, is that you get to hear me being silly and confused. So I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe. Wow, I really am silly and confused, huh? Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Ta-ra!